Evening, chaps, and back again for midweek action of the All-Stars. We're currently at game week 21, 20 games into the season, and this is how things stand currently. Vikings still leading on 39 points from 20 games. Blitz closing in on 35 with Hobart back on 32, Rapa Nui 31. Wanganui and Vanuatu making up the playoff places, but then we've got Dragons, Tutavua and Warriors joint on 26 points, and then a further 4 teams on 24 points, just 2 points outside the dotted line. So every game between now and the end of the season is crucial for all. Look at tonight's fixtures: Aborigines, Vikings, Bushrats, Tutavua, Rapa Nui, AFC, Dragons, Townsville, Unicorns, Wanganui, Vanuatu, Blitz, and Warriors vs Hobart. So let's have a look where the game wants to take us. First, it is going to take us to Warriors vs Hobart. So Dan lines up like this. His team was set up, but I think we've got one change. Rodriguez out, Emerson back into midfield. Solid team. I think Guillaume got off the mark last time out as well. 1 goal, 2 assists in his 2 games so far. And they will be looking to cement a playoff place in the next couple of games. Over at Warriors, we've got Patrick Vieira suspended, Zidane still out with a knock. So we've got Del Vecchio partnering Crespo up front with Mackay in behind. Evening to Dan just in time. Also to Dimble, Tato, Chris and Daz. Liam Pure into the DMC line in place of Vieira, even to Savage, who's just joined us as well. So first game of this evening is Warriors against Hobart. Good luck to Dan. And 5 minutes in, Tomasi has picked up an injury. That's not what Dan will have wanted to see. Looking at his options, it looks like it'll be a straight swap for DiBiagio, and we'll just pencil that in and let me know if it's anything different, Dan. Like for like replacement in DiBiagio on the bench, but a big player for Hobart to be without. Hopefully nothing serious. So 5 minutes in, early change for the away side. Del Vecchio with a chance goes over the bar, and it is Lee Young Pure from 20 yards open the scoring for the Warriors. Mackay with a chance just gone over. And it is 2-0 Del Vecchio into the starting lineup tonight, has doubled the lead for the home side. And we are approaching half time. Guillermo can't keep his shot down. Yellow card for Mackay on the stroke of half time. And we get to half time. Warriors 2, Hobart 0. Evening Steve, who's just joined us. Quick look at the stats. 5 attempts for the Warriors, just the 3 from Hobart. Start with the away side, so Dan can have a look. We've got a few 5s in there. Lowerson, Emerson and Guillermo as well. And DiBiagio as well, who came on for Tomasi early doors, also picked up a yellow card. And Dan is quickly in with a play on, and he's going to trust his boys to turn it round. Across at Warriors, we've got assists for Crespo and Zé Elias, Del Vecchio and Liam Pure. The goal scorers we're also going to play on, so we'll run it to 60 minutes. And straight away it flies through to 60 minutes. So this is going to give Dan a chance to try and make a difference. I have a feeling we might see Rossini and possibly Gronchiart here. Rossini for Guillermo looks the obvious one, but no, he's going to carry on and trust that the players on the pitch can get it done and appreciate the rapid response as well. Just have a quick look at our fitness. And we're also just going to run it through, so no changes either side on 45 or 60, and the high check has made it 3-0 just after the restart. And Warriors look like they've got this game now sewn up, but into the last 10 minutes, Emerson picks up a yellow card, as does Volodenkov for the Warriors, and we get to full time. Warriors 3, Hobart 0 to start things off this evening. Not a great deal of action in that second half, just a couple of attempts for the Warriors, nothing from Hobart at all. Bad day at the office for Dan. Players have just not turned up, 5s and 6s across the entire team, with the exception of Giggs on the left wing. Yeah, absolutely right. Huge loss to Massick in midfield, and the rest of the boys have just not responded and turned up. So unlucky to Dan. Highcheck got the third goal with no assist coming for that one. Lee Young Pure picks up man of the match for a decent midfield performance. Elias and another 9 should keep him top of the average ratings, and a good win for the Warriors. Next up, we have got Vanuatu versus the Blitz. We've got Steve and Dimble with us, which is magic. Vanuatu, just the one change. Mourinho has come into the side for Cordoba. He's going to take the number 3. And over at Blitz, I'm pretty sure it was an as is. Totti continues in midfield, Henri in support of Anelka. Blitz been flying of late. Well, went on a really good run, a couple of defeats in the last 5, but really hitting form at the right time. So two sides who will be desperate to look for the playoffs and nothing less. Blitz looking to probably chase down Vikings. Get this one kicked off. Possession for both teams in the early 15 minutes, but no clear-cut chances just yet. And we have got an injury, and it is the debutant Mourinho at centre-back who has picked it up. Evening to Hodgett. Hope you're well. What's the options for stay? I think we might see Teneto here potentially, and Dyer dropping back to centre half. Maybe Teneto just rolling at centre back if he doesn't want to sacrifice and Dyer in midfield. And it is going to be Teneto comes on. He's going to drop into midfield, and Dyer moving back to centre back. So we will carry this one on. 20 minutes to go until half time. Big loss for Steve. Henri and Totti looking to link up, but it comes to nothing. Approaching half time, yet to get a breakthrough, and it is 0-0 at half time. 3 attempts with the Blitz, 2 for Vanuatu. Across at Blitz, we've got 6s and 7s. Pretty solid away performance, as you expect to see from Blitz. No issues with any fitness, and I would expect Dimble to just carry it on. Vanuatu, Ziraberto doing well out wide on the left, Hedman in goal. Also, apart from that, a similar story to well-matched teams playing out a very tight affair. So a roll from Steve as well. So we will get the action back underway for the second half at the Big Sack Stadium and see if we can get a breakthrough. And it is Henri for the away side who has put the Blitz 1-0 up. Be a really impressive away win if the Blitz can hold on here. A couple of quick fire yellow cards there. But we get to half time and it seems it's been all Blitz since the half time interval. Capez having a good game at the back, and Nelka picks up the assist for his compatriot Henri up front. Over at Vanuatu, Salihamidzic and Aymar struggling a little bit. Apart from that, not a bad performance from Stee. Might we see Palermo come on or Gustavo Lopez? What's the options for Dimble? We've got Riquelme, Dario Hussein and Luceno. But Dimble, as he often does, is going to trust that his boys will get the job done and is going to roll it through. We'll quickly go across to Vanuatu and see if Steve wants to make any changes. Just roll it. Steve is going to reassess his tactic. Okay, so last half an hour coming up. Can Vanuatu get back into it? Can the Blitz hang on for an important away win? Henri into the book. We've flown through to 84 minutes, and Anelka has doubled the lead and put the game to bed, you would think, for the Blitz. Really impressive away performance from them as they hunt down the Vikings for the league leaders. Medal, if you like. Pretty much nothing from Vanuatu in that second half. All Blitz, 9 attempts, 7 on target coming from them. Stilian Petrov's picked up the assist for Anelka. Henri with the goal in the first half. 7s and 8s, really solid, steady performance from the Blitz. And Dimble will be delighted with that. Simeone picks up man of the match. He's made a lot of tackles in midfield. But unfortunately for Steve, despite some decent performances, his attacking players just couldn't get into the game. Aymar, Boya, Rui Costa and Montella just not doing enough to trouble Blitz. And they come away with a 2-0 win. Next up, we've got Unicorns versus Wanganui. I don't think I have seen Smucks. I don't know whether Mega Horse is standing in for him. But here we are. I think we've got one change for Wanganui. It was Whiteley has come in to defensive midfield for the suspended Gianni Cheddar. And over at the Unicorns, we have got a couple of changes. Petkov into midfield, Gerard into central midfield, Joe Cole supporting Rayad, who is supporting Cizalco. Two more sides well in the playoff mix, and we'll be looking to put together a good run of form as we head into the last 6 games. Yellow card there, I think, for Sammy Hoopi. Nedved also now needs to be careful. Cole into the book for the third booking of the game. No clear-cut chances as of yet. There was one there for Robbie Keane. Come to nothing. And it is Rayad who's opened the scoring for the Unicorns to put them 1-0 up. As we get to half-time just about, and Unicorns do go in 1-0 in front. Pretty even game, felt very sort of midfield heavy, both sides exchanging possession quite frequently. 5 attempts versus 4 for the away side. Barthez doing a decent job in goal and Vogel in midfield having a decent game. Vieira in that attacking midfield position struggling a little bit to get involved. No real fitness concerns. Solskjaer on 82. Something to think about for Mr. Savage over at the Unicorns. Still no Smuts or Horse in the chat. Seb Mendes having a great game. No assists, so Rayad doing a bit of solo magic to put the Unicorns in front. and we'll just give them another 10 seconds to see if anybody's here. If not, we will get the second half kicked off. Joe Cole struggling to get involved in that central midfield role. Gives us 6 attempted passes to complete. Not won any of his headers, not done a great deal. Okay, we will get the second half underway then. And Solskjaer has picked up an injury, so something to think about for Mr. Savage. Not even going to guess what he's going to do, because whatever it'll be, probably wrong. But we could see Chris Hope, we could see Tinga, or even Shearer come on here. Bobby Keane and Hersey potentially could both move forward, or one of them could move forward. Could be like for like with Tinga. Shearer could go up front. Let's see what Mike is going to do. So we are going to get attacking change from Mr. Savage. Solskjaer for Shearer. And Shearer and Vieira are both going to go up front. I'm going to assume that's going to be Nedved middle with an arrow like that. And I'll just wait for Mike to give the thumbs up that that is what he wants to do. Magic. So we'll run this through now to 60 minutes and give Mike and the Unicorns a chance to do anything if anyone turns up, and we fly through to 64 minutes. Quick look at the stats. Still a very even game. I don't think we've had an attempt in that second half as of yet. Back to Wanganui for Mike. Nedved on 78 fitness, got 4 yellow cards in there as well. Tinga, the attacking option, made a couple of substitute appearances so far. See if Mike wants to do anything here or if he's going to roll it through. And it's a play on from Mike. Quick look at the Unicorns. Still Seb Mendes having a great game at the back, as well as his defensive partner Sami Hupia. They're not about, so we are just going to roll this one through to 90 minutes, see if Wanganui can get back into the game, or whether the Unicorns can hold on this 1-0 lead. Into the last 5 minutes now. Unicorns coming forward. Zalco with a chance, and it is 2-0. Rayad has his second of the game on the stroke of full time to double his tally and the Unicorns lead, and that will be a 2-0 win for the Unicorns. Looking at the stats, there wasn't a great deal in that second half in terms of action attempts. Over at Wanganui, Vieira did struggle throughout, 6s and 7s, and then Vieira down on a 5. Just didn't have enough cutting edge up front to trouble the Unicorns, aided by a fantastic defensive display from most of them, to be honest. Mendes, Gerard, Hupia, Petkov, Zauri, as well as Barthez, all having good games. Zauri picked up the assist for Rayad's second, who picks up man of the match for his brace, and picks up 3 points for the Unicorns. Next up, we have Rapa Nui versus AFC. Rob, I think, was with us. I'm not sure whether Rox is about. I think there was just the one change for Rob. It was the striker, as usual. Salas gets the nod this time, with Zamorano dropping out of the side. And AFC have rolled after a decent performance last time out against league leaders Vikings. David Collins with 2 goals on his second appearance. So we've got Rowell and Collins in support of Extrabrier, who carries on up front. Again, two more sides well in the hunt for playoffs, as almost every side are, to be honest. Rapa Nui will be hoping to kick on and try and break that top two. Salas with an early chance, but he has strayed offside. Soroczynski into the book, but a dreadful own goal from Roberto Carlos has given Rapa Nui a 1-0 lead. Collins doing his best to bring AFC back into it, but to no avail. And we get to half time, and that Roberto Carlos own goal does give Rapa Nui the lead, who have in fact not had a shot on target, but lead 1-0, 4 attempts, 1 on target for AFC. Not the best of performances for the away side. A couple of bookings in there for Soroczynski and Collins. Juan Gomez down on a 5, 6 and 7s for everybody else. Just not playing very well. Over at Rapa Nui, Candela and Yapstam having decent games on an 8. No fitness issues for Robert. I wouldn't expect to see anything from him. 2 strikers on the bench. Sahar potentially could come into one of them attacking midfield positions. But as it is, I don't think we'll see anything. We'll just wait for Rob, who was about, and see if he wants to do anything. We'll just give 10 more seconds before we run this on to 60 minutes. And if either manager turn up and want to do anything, that will be when they get the chance. Vigo with a chance results in a corner. Rapa is still coming forward. Shevchenko with a chance as well. Just 1 attempt for either side since the half-time interval. Just going to have a quick look at the stats since no manager is here. Rob is here, he's going to roll it. So no changes incoming for Rapa Nui. Still a number of players not having the best game for AFC. But as the manager is not with us, they are going to have to trust what is on the pitch, and we'll see whether they can get back into the game or not. And they have. Extrabrier, who carries on up front, has scored, but Salas down the other end, 12 minutes later, has put Rapa Nui back in the lead. This game's come to life in the second half. And we're into the last 10 minutes now. Both sides pushing end-to-end stuff as we get into added time. Is there any late drama? There isn't. And Rapa Nui and Rob roll on with a 2-1 home win. Probably against, they're going to play a little bit, just a 1 attempt on target, but 2 goals scored. Candela picks up man of the match. John Welsh had a decent game with an assist for Salas. Rob will be pleased to see his striker on the score sheet. Over at AFC, Rocks also will be pleased to see Extrabrier doing okay up front. But Roberto Carlos, who scored the own goal, was their best performer, which probably tells a tale about how they did this evening. Rapa Nui move on with 3 more points, and Rob will be delighted. Next up, league leaders, the Vikings, who travel. We've just got a tactical change, I think. Paulinho Santos and Charlie Chaos have just swapped positions in that midfield trio. Apart from that, it's an as-is. Is Jens with us? I'm not sure. Let's have a quick look. I don't think he is. But, oh, he is here. Good evening, Jens. And we have got potentially Rocker Jr. into the side. Yep, for Lucio. Arrow added onto Skulls. So top versus bottom as we head into the last 6 games. if Daz has got any playoff aspirations, it's going to have to be almost perfect to the end of the season, starting with a win against the league leaders here. And it is early pressure from the Aborigines, and it is Rivaldo who's put the side bottom of the table 1-0 up against the league leaders. And we get to half time. Quiet in terms of chances, both sides with just a couple of attempts, one on target apiece. But it is Rivaldo with the all important breakthrough. Decent performance from the Aborigines, and Rivaldo particularly. Nothing really standing out. No assist for the goal. 6s and 7s. 6s for the centre backs, 7s across the rest of the team, with the exception of Rivaldo. And over at the Vikings, again, 6s and 7s across the board. Everybody's fitness is in the 90s. Defensive midfielders are struggling a little bit. Struggling to make as many tackles as normal in there. All of them down on 6s could be an issue for the Vikings. Jens does like to move a couple of them into central midfield when chasing the game, so that could be something that we do see. But we'll just wait and see. But he's going to trust the process till 60 minutes, as is Darren. So we will kick it back off. Serginho has been so impressive this season, looking to get the Vikings back into it, and we head towards 60 minutes. We'll stop it there on 59. Just the one attempt apiece in the second half. So this is where the managers get paid to make a difference. We've got Smith, Salakovic and Yakubu on the bench for Aborigines. Over at the Vikings, Tudor, Luis Enrique and big Mark Viduka. Will we see any of those players come on in this second half? Still a tight game. We know that the Vikings are capable with that attacking trio who have been so impressive so far this season. Could go bang bang and get a couple of goals really quickly. Matt Viduka is on for Amoroso, and as Jens tends to do, Van Bommel and Paulinho Santos move into midfield. And across at the Aborigines, we've got Rivaldo, the goal scorer, coming off for Alan Smith. Put him up top. Take the arrow off scores. I assume you want that central like that. Just give me the okay that is exactly what you want. And we will get this last 30 minutes back underway. Perfect. Magic. So, Aborigines lead going into the last 30 minutes against the Vikings. Blitz have already had an impressive win, and it is 2-0. Inzaghi has doubled the lead for the Aborigines, which will delight Daz. And it just looks like a bad day at the office for the Vikings. And they've had a couple of them lately. I'm pretty sure they lost last time out to AFC. And Jens will be starting to think that the wheels could be coming off a little bit. Thankfully, they had an electric start, which means they had a little bit of breathing space over the last couple of games. But the Blitz, along with a couple of others, are closing in. 4 attempts for the home side, 5 for the away side. Just not a great performance. Chalakaos did okay in the second half. Got stuck in as he always does, but apart from that, 6s and 7s, and not what Jens will wanted to see. Cafu picks up man of the match. Not particularly sure what for there, to be honest, but Alan Smith from the bench picks up the assist for Inzaghi. Cambiasso did well in midfield. and a really impressive win for the Aborigines. Next up, we've got the Dragons versus Thunder. Don't know whether Duggan is here, potentially lurking in the background as he sometimes does. Hodgie as well. If either of you are here, gents, give me a nudge. And we'll have a quick look at how these sides are lining up. I think most of these unhappy players are just not happy with the manager and the team's performance of late. This is how Thunder line up, unchanged from last time. Morientes leads the line for Ron, Ferguson, Del Piero, Romadal, Dede, Kaladze, Patsoglu, Silvestre, Nesta and Lehman in goal. Let me just double check that Lehman is still the goalkeeper. Got a feeling that might not be the case. No, it's not. It's Taibi. Thankfully, we've caught that just before. That is the only change for Hodgie. Yeah, Magic got that, mate, no problem. Over at the Dragons, we have got Pizarro's coming in for... not sure. Potentially Ronaldo from last time out. It is, who dropped to the bench. So, another important game in the race for the playoffs. Two sides, I think, just below the dotted line before kick-off. So Dragons versus Townsville. Oh, and we've got an early yellow card for Patsoglu and Morientes injured. I would expect it to be a straight swap for Tristan. Could be Brozic, but unlikely, I would think. Just wait for Hodgie to confirm that. And it is Diego Tristan who comes on. Chance for him to impress. Yellow card for Archie back. And Del Piero from the left midfield has put Townsville 1-0 up. Yep, there has been injuries in every game. I think you're right, Chris. And we get to half time. Dragons 0, Townsville 1. Two evenly matched sides, very similar in tactics, shape, setup. Barely any chances created for either side. So we would expect to see teams probably with 6s and 7s. Yeah, Jeremy's doing a good job in midfield, but as I expected, apart from that, over at Townsville, Kaladze doing well as Silvestre. Del Piero with the goal, Patsoglu with the assist. Duggan is going to roll it through to 60 minutes. I'll just see if Hodgie wants to do anything, and he's also going to roll. So, next 15 minutes coming up. Ronnie Johnson into the book. Right, flies by to 63 minutes. Tristan with a chance. Just the 2 attempts, none on target for the Dragons. 5 attempts so far for Townsville. Similar ratings and performance. Not a lot's changed in that 15-20 minutes since half time. Romadal on 79 fitness. Across at Dragons, Pizarro struggling to get involved. I expect we might see Ronaldo come back into the line for this last half an hour here. Maybe Gallardo as well. Hodgie's going to roll, so we'll just wait and see what Duggan wants to do as he chases this game. And here we go, we've got the 2 DMCs into midfield. Keep Jeremy's, push 2 DMCs into midfield, so keep Jeremy's there. Switch back for Johnson. Ronaldo for Johnson. Give back a little diag. And Gallardo for Georgiatos. Right, quite a lot there. I think I've captured it all, Doug, but just give us a shout, mate, that that's exactly how you want it. Magic. Good stuff. So, Dragons versus Townsville. Last half an hour coming up. Dragons chasing the game. Ronaldo straight away nearly had an immediate impact, but we've flown by to the last couple of minutes here with not a lot of chances. Is there a late goal? I get with a chance, but Townsville hang on for a precious 1-0 away win. Again, a game with not a huge amount of chances for either side, 4 and 5. Kaladze picks up man of the match for an impressive defensive midfield display. Patsoglu also doing well, as did Del Piero and Silvestre. Solid away performance. Unlucky from the Dragons, who Buffon did okay. Yeremis, as always, did okay, but as Duggan says, just not been great in front of goal for a lot of this season, and that is the case again tonight. I'm not quite sure that that's your race run. There's 5 games left. You're probably going to be a maximum of 3 points outside the top 6, regardless of how the rest of it goes. So there's plenty of games to be played yet. Plenty of talent in your squad, so wouldn't be writing it off just yet. Next up, Potatoes Bushrats against Chris and Liam's Time Wasters. We line up like this. Change in the midfield, defensive midfield 3. Mild, Said and Desai. Apart from that, the rest of the side is the same. Sol Campbell not back into the lineup this evening despite not being suspended or injured. But that was the only change submitted. We've got Bushrats like this. Pretty sure we've just got the one change, which was ZZ Roberts in for ZZ Roberts in for Constantinu, and Sean Davis comes in for Zanoni, who has a knock. So Bushrats, who started extremely slowly, finding form of late, 2 sides pushing to pick up pace as we head towards the playoffs. Both be looking for 3 points here. For early free kicks, a number of offsides, and an early penalty, and Robin has opened the scoring for the Bushrats. Lundberg looking to get involved and get the away side back into it, and they are back in it indeed. Saviola has equalised for the Time Wasters, and we're heading towards half time. Plenty of action, it feels like here. The stats might tell us different, but it felt quite a busy first 45 minutes. Is there any late goals before we get to the break? There isn't, so we head into half time. Bushrats 1, 2 to Vua 1. Penalty from Robin and an equaliser from Saviola. Most of the pressure coming from the Bushrats with 7 attempts, 4 on target. Just a couple of attempts for the away side. Ortega doing okay on the right, has picked up an assist. Nigma Tulan in goal as well, doing well. Both managers straight away with an as-is. Contra with the assist. Right-sided midfielders doing a decent job tonight. So we will get through to 60 minutes. It's flown to 68 minutes, and we're still at 1 apiece. Nothing in terms of attempts in that 20-25 minutes. So both managers now with an opportunity to try and snatch 3 points. Nick Matulan up to a 9 in goal. Said Saviola doing well for Tutavua as well. Over at the Bushrats, solid enough performance, and Shalini doing well. In midfield, we've got Sadov, Constantinu and Lennon on the bench for the Bushrats. Over at the Time Wasters, Michael Owen, David Batty and Laser Azu. who is going to bring on who and what impact will it have. Number of tight games tonight, as you would expect with table and teams being so tight all season. It's going to go right down to the wire, and I think we could see literally 2-3 playoff places up for grabs going into the final day, and that is going to be incredibly exciting. So we'll quickly go to Van Nistelrooy for Owen, first for Chris, and then Tato is going to do Constantinu for ZZ. Extend our winning hours up, but that is all. And a draw suits neither of us. I mean, I think picking up draws with it being so close is not the worst thing. So many teams involved, so many teams dropping points at the same time as teams picking up points. But, Kluivert had the ball in the net, but it's been disallowed. But this time he has got the ball in the net. It's going to stand, but straight down the other end. Heartbreak for Bushrats as Saviola, as he did in the first half. Levels for the time wasters. Tato thought they'd snatched it in the dying seconds with Kluivert, but Saviola straight down the other end. And we finish Bushrats 2 to Villa 2. 8 attempts for the Bushrats. 3 for the home away side. Michael Owen from the bench picks up the assist for Tato, for Chris and Liam. Impressive display from him, who picks up man of the match despite Ibrahim Saeed's 9 in midfield. 7s and 8s, and a decent performance from the Bushrats, who just couldn't see it over the line. Both sides saying that it's a crap result. I think it's not as bad as you think, to be honest. But a point apiece, and that has rounded off tonight's fixtures. And it looks like this. Classifieds: Aborigines 2, Vikings 0, Bushrats 2, 2 to Villa 2, Rapa Nui 2, AFC 1, Dragons 0, Townsville 1, Unicorns 2, Wanganui 0, Vanuatu 0, Blitz 2, Warriors 3, Hobart 0. What does that do to the league table? It does this. Blitz now just a point behind Vikings after a very impressive away win this evening. Vikings, who have lost a couple on the bounce now, will be looking to turn that around next time out. Rapa Nui are third, 4 points back from Blitz. Hobart in fourth on 32, with a 5-point gap to the sides below the dotted line. The playoffs places are made up now of Wanganui and the Warriors on 29. Chasing pack, 2 to Villa 27, Townsville 27, Unicorns 27, Dragons 26, Vanuatu 26, Bushrats 25, and AFC 24, and Aborigines 21. So we've now got a 5-point gap between 6th and 13th, but 3 sides just 2 points behind 5th and 6th place, with another 2 sides just a further point back. Still, everybody, apart from probably Aborigines, are in the mix for the playoffs. How do the fixtures look? They look like this. AFC versus Townsville. Blitz, Vikings in a battle of the top 2. Huge game for Jens as they travel to the Blitz. I think if Vikings win that, they're probably guaranteed top 2. If Blitz win it, depending on results elsewhere, it could still be open. Bushrats host the Warriors, Hobart Dragons, Rapa Nui Unicorns, Tutavua, Vanuatu, Wanganui versus the Aborigines. So that will be on Sunday with Dan. I will try and get packs out shortly. Quick look at the team stats. Rapanui top of the form table, followed by Bushrats and the Aborigines. All three of those sides not beaten in the last 5 games. Down at the bottom, Duggan, who was berating his side's form in front of goal, with just the 2 points from the last possible 15. AFC and Townsville, the sides also struggling a little. Player stats: Zalius continues to top the average ratings with Patrick Vieira and Roy Keane in behind. No change to the top goal scorer charts tonight. Cliver closes the gap on the top 2. Assists: Romadal, Zambrotta and Serginho still on 7, leading the way, with a few players back on 6. And yeah, I think that's it. Not waffle on anymore. We'll leave you with the league table, and I'll catch you all soon. Cheers, lads.